Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today it's towards the end of the month, so just trying to do a push, see if we can make top 1200. Haven't been playing too much this month, so gonna just give it a shot, see how it goes. And I am trying out a deck that I've built pretty much card for card in paper for the Pioneer format. We're gonna be playing some Explorer Best of 3 today. And this is the Gruul Vehicles Gruul Boat deck. With some tweaks to address the lack of certain cards on Arena, or as well as the slightly different meta than what you would get with Pioneer. So the core of the deck is kind of an 8 elf deck that you're trying to go to your 3 drops, so going to Fable the Mirror Breaker, Bone Crusher Giant, Clothis, or turn 3 Chariot, and then you also have access to Sky Sovereign. So it's kind of like a big vehicles deck. Sky Sovereign's very good into like the Rakdos decks. This lets you go wide. You're supplementing it with stuff like Scavenging Ooze. You have removal in Obliterating Bolt, which previously Lava Coil would be played in this slot, but this also hits Planeswalkers, so it's more flexible. Bone Crusher Giant as removal. So the list in paper that's been going around is 3 Fables, 4 Lovestruck Beast. Found Lovestruck kind of mediocre. It doesn't do much on its own without the token. While you do have a lot of 1-drops, it oftentimes just got caught in a sweeper, or it's just like, I don't know, it just wasn't pulling its weight, I was finding. Briarbridge Tracker notably doesn't get hit by the Wandering Emperor. It's Vigilance, it's 4 power with any token that's out there. We have a lot of ways to make tokens. So it can attack into like fellow Bone Crusher Giants, bigger creatures, but also just not get hit by the Exile effect. The tokens that it makes for clues can be copied with Chariot to give you a lot of card advantage that way. So I've relatively been liking this in the slot. This was a new addition. I'm playing 3 of Chrome Wars main. The list in Pioneer plays 3 main, 1 side, but there's not really mono green going around, so you're not stealing like their big stuff. It's okay against Rakdos to steal like Shieldred or one of their blockers, but that's kind of it. In the sideboard, so this list also plays 4 Mutavault in paper. We are getting Mutavault. They just announced it today as part of the Explorer Anthology. But for the time being, Mishra's Foundry is doing its best impression of a Mutavault. You also have 3 Lair the Hydras as your creature lines, Bezeju and Sokuzan in the mana base. The sideboard I've kind of tweaked to the Arena meta. So they play Destructive Revelry as a 3 of. I'm playing some Abrades as catch-all removal for 3 power. And then also 2 Outland Liberators as ways to deal with artifacts and enchantments, and then Cindervine's another way to deal with artifacts or enchantments, as well as ping and deal tax damage. Fry, because we don't have Rending Volley, otherwise it'd be 3 Rending Volley, 1 Fry, and then a couple copies of Unlicensed Hearse for Graveyard Hate. Then I have my list, so it's usually a Jangantha list. I like Chandra a lot. It helps in the Rakdos matchup, helps in the, and like, yeah, technically your favorite in the Rakdos matchup, but they bring in a lot of removal, so it's not unusual for them to, like I had a game where the opponent went, first couple turns it was 3 Fatal Push, 3 Stomp that they had me with, and then they followed it up with a Chandra. So they can heavily load, they bring in Noxious Grasp, they can bring in Extinction Event, there's other kind of sweepers. This is also good against blue-white control, doesn't get hit by Farewell, attacks them on a different angle. And then also Jaya. This is one that I'm trying out. I'm inconclusive on this. The thought here, it was another Planeswalker to play alongside Chandra, 4 mana. I've seen Arlen Cord, or Arlen being played to make tokens. The thought here is it's both card advantage and can make like creatures that can block. It's also pseudo removal. The ultimate's probably not really relevant in our deck. And then lastly, Questing Beast for some of the bigger decks. Another thing that doesn't get hit. There's a lot of blue-white, basically. I've played 9 games, 3 blue-white, 1 Esper control, 3 Rakdos, or some, at least 3 or 4 control decks. And they're all like Wandering Emperor decks, so that just kind of helps out that. It gets around the tokens, so I just want it to be more proactive. So the Pioneer meta is a little bit different. You have some more combo decks, you have Treasure Cruise decks, there's Lotus Field decks, there's the Nykthos deck, so there's a whole bunch of different angles that the meta is being attacked on, so you want to kind of tailor your deck. While yes, you can port pretty much 1 for 1, I was finding the earlier iterations just not doing that well. So we'll kind of go from here, see how it goes. I think I'm at like 97%. We'll see how it plays out. I just want to double check what I'm at. Yeah, 6 and 3. So 1 and 2 Rakdos, 2-0 against Esper, 0-1 against blue-white control, bet mono black, bet Boros Heroic, bet Grixis control. But like even with that, like the Grixis control deck was every removal spell, Brotherhood War, whatever the 3-mana sweeper is that's replacing Anger. Okay, so this is Karuga Fires. Probably want a little bit more of an aggressive start. This hand's fine. So they're going to be a big Fires invention. It's a little bit slow of a deck, so this is one that we're going to bring in like all our kind of graveyard hate. We'll lead with Fable, the Mirror Breaker here. Ooh, that's an interesting inclusion. Given that, I'm going to lead with Briar Bridge Tracker. So I guess they're playing that in place. So we're kind of at an annoyance here because I can't attack into this. I can take them off the treasure. But they can still just get the treasure. Just like the toughness here is kind of annoying. Still think we offer. I think we get rid of Root Wire. It's a mana sink. And then because we have 2 chariots, I'll block with the chariot if they attack. You usually only want 5 mana in this deck. Okay, so they have Fires on curve. Second Fable. So we're definitely going to need like an Obliterating Bolt here. Okay, so they've already played like the max amount of spells they can for the turn. So I'm gonna do these goblins. So the scary thing is if they have Cavalier of Flames, it lets them give the Kiki haste and then they can copy the Cavalier of Flames. I'm gonna fake like we have the Stomp here, but I'm just gonna crack the treasure. This does a good job of like securing up the early game. What are you, 2 mana and then 5 mana? Doesn't do a huge amount for our deck. Okay, I feel like if they had the Cavalier, they would have used it. This will also get me a few spots deeper at like Obliterating Flame or something. They don't have any utility lands, access to 6 mana, so they can Cavalier, do a couple pumps. Yeah, so they literally had it all. They have multiple lands in the graveyard, so 2, 13, yeah, I'm dead. Let's just see what we draw. Okay, I couldn't have done it. So we opted to go with the Briar Bridge. Okay, so I don't think... A Braid's actually not terrible from what they've shown. Cindervines, Outland Liberator, I think. The Scavenging Ooze could likely come out. Briar Bridge is fine. I think we cut the Clothis in this matchup. Cut on 2 Sky Sovereigns. The Acronym War can be useful. I usually like trimming some of the elves post board. Because usually post board they bring in more removal. This deck I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in some sort of sweeper. We're typically the aggressor in this matchup. Okay, turn 2 Fable's a nice start. Okay, so they're on Lovestruck as well. So the trick with the Crone War and the vehicles is you can tap them on your upkeep. I think it might be ditching a Crone War though. We'll see. Probably. Not hitting the line there is rough. Okay, so we can go aggressive here. At the very least, it lets me attack for a couple turns. If they have fires, I can blow it up with Outland Liberator. Well, that's actually really good. Gonna attack with Kiki here. Probably should have attacked first. So you gotta set an upkeep stop, because then you'll tap it with the Acronym War. So then when Acronym War Chapter 3 goes off, it kills the Lovestruck Beast. Opponent was opting to not play anything to survive this. Even if they have a sweeper here. So these technically need to attack, but they can tap them for mana. Fine. I got the Kiki. I don't want to expose my Chariot just yet. Yeah, I think opponent sees writing on the wall. So they are a Lovestruck deck. I don't know if we want the boat. It's probably too slow, to be honest, in this matchup. It's probably just better off as another Chandra. I don't think we're really racing here. This lets me go offense, defense in trades with a bigger thing. But Chandra's probably better. Turn 2 Fable. Turn 3 Chariot. About as good as you can get. It's not terrible. Worst case, it's just fodder. See if they have the stomp here. Twin shot sniper. Probably go Chariot next turn, provided they don't kill my line of war. So these are just ways with the channel that they can get around both the Karuga tax or condition and the Fires of Invention. They may have brought in, like, well, they can't play a Braid, so. No plays probably bodes well. Next turn I have access to Fable plus a Braid. It's a tricky matchup because we have to bring in removal. But at the same time, they're a little bit more controlling than us. Do this. Hope they don't kill us next turn. Because we have a removal spell. Can also just play a defensive Chariot. Okay, Karn's not too much of a worry. So they can get Boat. But I can Obliterating Bolt Karn. And then they wouldn't have... Okay, they go Chariot of their own. I think that's okay, though. Because I kill the Karn here. This lets me crew.
Farewell, and thank you for the lesson.
Make another copy here. So they don't have to take this block. I'm actually 1 mana short from doing both, which is kind of annoying. Oh, I could take them off of land. That seems actually pretty solid. They're deciding if they want to leave something behind. I think I want the blocker back more than the mana.
What? My hair is on fire?
Take the land out of play. So now it makes it so like if they're low on mana, they can't have multiple 5 mana spells. This gives me enough blockers. If they have like Cavalier, because here they would need a land plus Cavalier, and then I guess they can draw into one more thing. Okay, another Karn. Karn can't get boat right now. Karn can animate the chariot. They have this Field of Ruin up, so it's not going to really make sense to try to animate our land.
Awaken.
Interesting. So they went with the Seer there. I was hoping they were kind of forced to attack Chandra. Give us the option to block. So 8. Can go 8 into the face. Just play another Chariot. Chariot notably can't be activated because of Karn's static text. They can get Karuga to hand. I'm just kind of trying to get chip damage in here. I'm gonna hold this for now. Thin out our deck a bit. So what's the best draw? Removal spell, Crone War, Cindervines deals with one of their threats. Like they can go get boat now, which is my concern. Which they might have to deal with this Kiki because it's starting to threaten.
I will not stop.
And then they can cast boat, cast Karuga in the same turn, but they're short of land maybe. So taking out that land was a good call. This is an interesting game. It's kind of annoying because it stonewalls my deck. Well, they did have the land. So they just not have boat in the sideboard? Oh, now they can start kikiing this stupid thing to clear my board. Probably see Karuga come down. Yeah, I need a Crone War. But we probably just lost this now. The Karn in this deck's nasty. Oh, and then they make the copy, yeah. So they copy it with Chariot. Got boned there. That's part of the reason why I cut the Elves late. That one was close. If we are able to attack with Chariot, we're fine, but We answered one Karn. Game 1 we just got comboed. I don't think we play that any different. Like, Chandra could have plussed. Chandra could have taken out the token that was there, but I don't think we're winning either of those circumstances. Try this out. No elf on one. This is probably Rakdos sacrifice. Chariot lets me go wide. So it's actually an interesting line here. I can kill the cat, obviously. But the question is, do I just want to exile it? But then I'm weak to... I'm going to do this now in case they have like village rights or something. If they go devil on 3, then I don't have an answer. And I think I want an answer to devil more so. That's gross. Jeez, and I got the claim too.
Join me or die. Go sow some chaos by coin or card.
I don't particularly want them to get the mana. I could Obliterating Bolt, get one of them off the battlefield. Wait, this is till your next end step. Maybe it was right to do this. Helps me dig to a land, but this lets me go offense, defense. It's probably been a chariot at this point.
Doing business by coin or carnage. Tribute is owed.
Interesting. So I go Fable here. So you're the token one, but you're at a higher loyalty. We have Village Rights, Deadly Dispute, Village Rights. We'll go Chariot here. Gives me the most bodies. I can also protect. If they claim something, I can animate it.
Your punishment is
Omnixus is a hell of a card versus us. I need both these cards for this matchup. Interesting, they shocked. So I'm guaranteed to kill the Ob with the Obliterating Bolt here.
Don't think you can.
That way's actually kind of annoying.
destroy what I've built.
I think I'm just gonna draw here. Another bolt's good. So this line played us around removal.
Your
I think we need to get rid of Fable. I can't take much more damage this game. I gotta hold whatever cards in hand, because if they escape Kroxa... Okay, they're out of cards.
This isn't over.
You know what, I could have crewed here. That was a mistake. Because now I'm dead to claim. Okay, so step one, take Kroxa. Just try to close this out as quick as possible. Just try to stick all our... Thankfully we had a spell in hand. Okay, they're playing multiple Kroxas out of the sack deck, which is unusual. They're looking for Fatal Push here is my guess. Are you kidding me? Jeez. Like, what are the chances of that? I want my Graveyard Hate. I want that. Boat's fine. Briar Bridge is fine. Bone Crusher's bad in this matchup. Probably just want Chandra's. Trim on a Chariot. They'll probably bring in a Braids. That's frustrating. They had to draw exactly Kroxa. They had 4 lands, had to draw exactly Kroxa and claim in that sequence. I think I like getting this going earlier. It starts the day-night cycle. Boat's better. Keep the Kroxa. While I'd like to get Fable going, they've shown a lot of discard out of their deck. It's annoying. So they have the ability to do 2 pings on me. Interesting, they're choosing to do this now. This is just silly. Opponents had some really nice draws, and I can't draw a 3rd land, or 4th land after keeping 3. 13 cards, 3 lands.
Families call me their adversary. I like that. My goons will make quick work of you. Pleasure doing business with you.
So they had the dispute as well. Okay, they're opting to go face here. They deal a point there. They can have 2 points. So I actually need to eat now. Multiple claims, just every card they need at the exact moment. So if I draw a land, I can steal Mayhem Devil. And then I can copy the devil. Fatal push, watch. Crack, fatal push. Okay. Okay, snuck that one out. Did not think we were winning that. Do I want to change anything? Probably not. It's tricky because like the elves are a liability. They just get picked off between Obnixilis stuff and Mayhem Devils. They're also just claim fodder. We'll try this. Okay, opponent just concedes, doesn't want to play. We'll take those. Alright, so that was a demo of the deck. Like, there's ways to attack this sack deck. Cleave is something I have in the other deck, in the paper deck, just because it's good against mono green as well. We would have brought Cleave in, for example, in that Karn matchup. It's a little bit better than the boat is. But gives you an idea of the deck. Let me know what you think. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, and have a great one.